Good afternoon, all of you. Now we are going to discuss pre-fertilization events. See, for our convenience, various events occurs during sexual reproduction. So for our convenience, that events can be classified into three types. So one is pre-fertilization events. Second one is fertilization events. Third one, post-fertilization events. So first come to pre-fertilization events. So first important event, that is pre-fertilization. Pre-fertilization events. So what are pre-fertilization events? The events which occurs before fertilization called pre-fertilization events. So definition for pre-fertilization event. So the events which occurs prior to the fusion of male and female gametes called pre-fertilization events. So that pre-fertilization events includes first one is gametogenesis. Second one is gamete transfer. So this pre-fertilization events includes one is gametogenesis, second one is gamete transfer. So first come to gametogenesis. So what is gametogenesis here? Formation of gametes called gametogenesis. So gamete means either male gamete or female gamete, whatever it may be. Genesis means formation or born. So formation of male and female gametes from the male and female reproductive organs called gametogenesis. Gametogenesis. But see, just definition for this is formation of gametes. Formation of gametes from the male and female reproductive organs called gametogenesis. See, in some plants, like lower plants, algal members, so some algal members produce the same kind, structurally same kind of gametes. We can't differentiate those gametes into male and female. So the type of gametes are called isogametes. Isogametes. So what are isogametes here? The gametes which are not differentiated structurally into male gametes and female gametes called isogametes. See, these isogametes are also called as homogametes. Homogametes. Isogametes are also called as homogametes. So these homogametes observed in lower plants, especially like algal members. Then, so these isogametes structurally similar in size. Right? They are structurally similar in size. Right? We can't differentiate what is male gamete, what is female gamete. So the type of gametes are called isogametes or homogametes. Right? Then, so best example for these isogametes, better to take Eulothrix. Right? Eulothrix, Spirogyra, right, and some Chlamydomonas members. Spirogyra, Eulothrix, and some Chlamydomonas members. Not all, some Chlamydomonas. So Chlamydomonas members, right? So for example, you can take male gamete first. See that male gamete also similar in size, structurally similar in size. And female gamete also structurally similar. Right? Male gamete is structurally similar to the female gamete. So female gamete is structurally similar to the male gamete. So imagine it is male gamete and it is female gamete. Right. So that type of gametic fusion, is called isogamy. Isogamy, or it is also called as homogamy. Isogamy or homogamy. Then come to second one, anisogamy. Anisogamy. So what is anisogamy? So see, some algal members, as usual, some chlamydomonas members or some lower plants, some algal members produces dissimilar gametes, right? So that dissimilar gametes are called anisogametes actually, right? So not anisogamy here, anisogametes. You have to write anisogametes. So the type of fusion is called anisogamy actually, right? See here, in some lower organisms like algal members, so they produces dissimilar gametes. Dissimilar gametes. So that dissimilar gametes are called anisogamy. Anisogamy. So structurally, they differ in size. They differ in size. For example, male gamete is small in size. Female gamete or egg is large in size. See like this. It is female gamete and it is male gamete. So this type of gametic fusion is called anisogamy. What it is? This type of gametic fusion is called anisogamy. So best example for this is some chlamydomonas members. Some chlamydomonas species are some chlamydomonas members. So don't confuse here. Some chlamydomonas members produces same kind of gametes. We call them as isogametes. Some chlamydomonas members produces two dissimilar gametes. We call them as anisogametes. So fusion of same type of gametes called isogamy. Right? Fusion of dissimilar gametes called anisogamy. Right? See, sometimes oogametes are produced. So what is the difference between isogametes, anisogametes, oogametes? So see here, both male and female gametes are motile. In isogametes, both male and female gametes are motile. In anisogametes also male and female gametes are motile. But what about oogametes? In oogametes, male gamete is motile, but female gamete is constant or stable. And one more thing, male gamete is non-motile in some organisms. In some organisms, female gamete. See, male gamete is non-motile, but with the help of pollen tube, that non-motile male gamete reaches to the non-motile or constant female gamete in some plants. That type of gametes are called oogametes. Oogametes. Right. So next one is oogametes. Isogametes and isogametes, they're also called as heterogametes actually. So now come to oogametes. Now come to oogamy or oogametes. So what are oogametes? In some advanced plants, so male gamete is motile or non-motile. In some advanced plants, male gametes are either motile or non-motile. Either motile means they're having flagella, or non-motile. Either motile or non-motile. But what about female gametes? So that female gametes are constant. Female gametes are stable or constant. It means they are non-motile actually, right? Female gametes are non-motile. Male gametes are either motile or non-motile. So this type of gametes are called oogametes. Oogametes. So the type of gametic fusion is called oogamy. The type of gametic fusion is called oogamy. So give me some examples for that. So Oogamy examples. Yes, funaria. Funaria. So that funaria plant comes under bryophytes or pteridophytes? Bryophytes. So that funaria comes under bryophytes. So funaria polytrichum sphagnum, right? Funaria polytrichum sphagnum comes under bryophytes. Better to take funaria. Funaria, right? Then fucus. Fucus, one of the algal member, fucus also. Algae. That algal member fucus also exhibits oogametes, right? Fucus, algal member, funaria, bryophyte. Better to take pteris. So pteris, bryophyte or pteridophyte? Pteridophyte. Pteridophyte. Pteridophyte organism, right? Then next one, gymnosperms. Better to take cycas. Cycas bedomyi. Gymnosperm. Gymnosperma. Then Mangifera indica. Mango. Mangifera indica. Angiosperm. Angiosperm. Then humans. Humans. Right. So these are some examples for oogametes. Oogametes. So better to take oogametes here. So in oogametes, male gamete is motile. Sometimes either motile or non-motile. But better to take fucus and funaria members. In fucus and funaria members and pteris members also, that male gamete is motile. Male gamete is motile. But what about female gametes? So that female gamete is constant. It means non-motile. Non-motile. So this is male gamete and it is female gamete. Female gamete. So that male gamete is motile, but female gamete is non-motile. So this type of gametic fusion is called oogamy. So for example, you can take one by one. So in fucus, algal members. So in fucus, male gamete is motile, but female gamete is non-motile. Right? But in funaria, bryophytes, male gamete is motile, but female gamete is non-motile in bryophytes also. See, what is the characteristic feature of male gamete in fucus and funaria, sir? So both fucus and funaria plants, male gamete consists of two flagella. Two flagella. Then come to pteris again. In lower pteridophytes, male gametes are flagellated. But in higher pteridophytes, male gametes are multiciliated. Don't confuse. Up to here, male gametes are flagellated. It means they have two flagella. So fucus and funaria, male gametes are flagellated. It means they have flagella. But what about pteris? In pteris means pteridophytes. They are multiciliated. That male gametes are multiciliated. So better to take pteridophytes. Lower pteridophyta plants, male gametes exhibits flagella, but higher pteridophyta plant male gametes exhibits cilia. Right. So it means in pteridophytes that male gametes are either flagellated or ciliated. So better to take mango. Mangifera indica, mango. Angiosperm, Cycas, gymnosperm. But in gymnosperms and angiosperms, the male gametes are completely non-motile. Male gametes and female gametes are completely non-motile in gymnosperms and angiosperms. Okay, right? How the non-motile male gametes reaches to the non-motile female gametes are. So with the help of pollen tube only, right? So with the help of pollen tube only, that male gametes reaches to the female gametes, right, in gymnosperms and angiosperms. So through pollen tube, that pollen grain carries male gametes towards the female gamete, right? Then in human beings as well, in human beings, male sperm cell is motile, but egg cell is non-motile, right? That type of gametes are called oogametes. The type of gametic fusion is called oogamy, right? So in this way, male gametes and female gametes are formed in various organisms. They are either isogametes or anisogametes or oogametes, right? So write down examples for this. So fucus, funaria, pteris, cycus, mango, then human beings. Okay, right. So now come to sexuality in organisms. So now come to sexuality in organisms. This concept also comes under gametogenesis only. Gametogenesis. So sexuality in organisms. Right. In general, sexual reproduction requires two parents, two opposite parents. One is male parent, another one is female parent. Two opposite sexes or two opposite parents are required for the sexual reproduction. But here, in some organisms, both male and female reproductive organs are located on the same thallus or on the same parent. So what type of sexuality we observed from lower plants, it means lower organisms to higher organisms, right? We'll see one, right? So better to take fungi. In fungi, see in some organisms, we can't differentiate what is male fungi, what is female fungi, right? Structurally and physiologically, we can't differentiate some fungal members. So we call them as homothallic organisms. So in fungi, homothallism. So what is homothallism here? What is thallus first? Thallus is nothing but the plant body which is not differentiated into root, stem, and leaf called thallus. But fungal members not plants no sir. But at earlier fungal members placed under plantae. In two kingdoms classification, in three kingdoms classification. So in earlier classifications that fungal members also included under plantae based on some characters. Okay, right, like that. Here homothallism. Homo means same. Thallus means which is not clearly differentiated into root, stem, and leaves. Root, stem, and leaves. So now come to homothallism definition. In some fungal members structurally and physiologically not differentiated, right? Those fungal members are called homothallic organisms, right? So this some fungal members, some fungi or fungal members not differentiated structurally and physiologically structurally and physiologically not differentiated. So those organisms are called homothallic organisms, right? So best example for this is Rhizopus sexualis. Rhizopus, bread mold. right? Rhizopus sexualis. So that Rhizopus sexualis not differentiated into male fungi, not differentiated into female fungi. Why? Because structurally they are similar, physiologically they are similar, right? That's the reason we call them as homothallic organisms. So in easily artha agbekandre, both male and female reproductive structures located on the same thallus, right? So the type of organisms are called homothallic organisms. Homothallic organisms. Best example, Rhizopus sexualis. Then come to heterothalism. Heterothalism. So what is heterothalism? Hetero means different. Thalism, as usual, thallus. See here, in some fungal members, structurally they are similar, but physiologically they differ, right? That heterothalism concept first explained by the Black Sleeve, all right? So Black Sleeve, scientist name Black Sleeve. That heterothalism concept was first explained by the Black Sleeve. So according to Black Sleeve, male organisms are considered as plus strains and female organisms are considered as minus strains. Plus strain and minus strains. So plus strains and minus strains. We can't differentiate what is male, what is female here, but he classified them as plus strains and minus strains. So in these fungal members, structurally they are similar. Structurally they are similar, but physiologically they are differ. So that fungal members structurally similar, but physiologically they are differ. Right. So easily we'll differentiate plus strains and minus strains in fungi. So best example, Rhizopus stolonifer. Rhizopus stolonifer. One name only this. One scientific name only, Rhizopus stolonifer. Rhizopus genus, stolonifer species. Okay, right? Then, so how we will identify sexuality in fungal members? So based on the sexuality, that fungal members can be classified into homothallic organisms, heterothallic organisms. So what are homothallic organisms here? So in some fungal members, structurally they are similar, physiologically also they are similar. We can't differentiate what is plus strain, what is minus strain. So those organisms are called homothallic organisms. Rhizopus sexualis. In heterothalism, that fungal members structurally similar but physiologically they are differ, like plus strain and minus strain. Example, Rhizopus stolonifer. Right. Okay then. Now go to plants again. Sexuality in plants. Sexuality in plants. See, in plants. In some plants, in some plants, right? Both male and female reproductive organs. Flowers are called bisexual flowers. Bisexual flowers. Male and female reproductive organs located on the same flower called bisexual flowers. Example for this is Ipomia batatas. So what is Ipomia? Ipomia batatas. Sweet potato, simply. Ipomia batatas, sweet potato. Then, second one, Datura, China rose, Hibiscus rosa sinensis. China rose. Scientific name, Hibiscus rosa sinensis. Datura, Datura metal, thorn apple. See, better to take diagram for this. Just it is stalk of the flower. Stalk of the flower called pedicel. Tip of the pedicel becomes swollen called thalamus. On the thalamus, many nodes or internodes are highly condensed. So on the thalamus, many floral leaves arranged into four whorls. They are calyx. Outermost whorl is calyx. Second whorl is corolla. Third whorl is androecium. Then fourth whorl is gynoecium. Fourth whorl is gynoecium. See here, it is androecium. And fourth whorl, it is gynoecium. So this one is female reproductive organ. Female reproductive organ. And it is male reproductive organ. So longitudinal section of bisexual flower it is. But what about unisexual flowers? Unisexual. Unisexual flowers. If both male and female reproductive organs located on two different flowers called unisexual flowers, right? So that male and female reproductive organs located in two different flowers. Male and female reproductive organs located in different flowers. Different flowers called unisexual flowers. Example, papaya. Carica papaya example for this. Unisexual flowers. So bisexual flowers, unisexual flowers. Then again, so in plant sexuality again classified into two types again. Monoecious plants and dioecious plants. Monoecious plants and dioecious plants. Monoecious plants and dioecious plants. So based on the unisexuality, the plants again classified into two types, monoecious plants and dioecious plants. So first come to monoecious plants. Mono means single. Mono means single. If both male and female unisexual flowers located on the same parent or same plant called monoecious plant. Is it clear, ma? If both unisexual male and female flowers located on the same plant called monoecious plants. So monoecious plants are considered as bisexual plants only now. So yes, bisexual plants only, right? Then write down definition for this. If condition both male and female, both male and female unisexual flowers. What are they? Unisexual flowers located on the same parent, located on same plant called monoecious plants. So definition for monoecious plants, if both male and female unisexual flowers located on the same plant called monoecious plants. So give me some examples for this monoecious plants. So in lower organisms like algal members also chara, green algal member, chara, done. Cucurbita members. Cucurbita members means cucumber. Cucurbita maxima, cucumber. So Cucurbita maxima, cucumber. Example for that. Monoecious plant. Chara, monoecious plant. Coconuts. This monoecious plant only, coconut also. See, in coconut, 3 types of flowers we observed, right? Male flowers, female flowers, neutral flowers. So in between male and female flowers, neutral flowers are located in coconut tree. Coconut tree, right? So it means 2 types, male and female unisexual flowers located on the same plant in coconut, in cucurbita also, in chara also. So well-known example, maize also, maize. See, in corn plant or maize plants, male flowers or male inflorescence located at the tip, right? And female inflorescence located at the base. So male flowers are different, female flowers are different. So male flowers are unisexual male flowers. These are unisexual male flowers, unisexual female flowers. So they are arranged at different locations on the same plant, So it is also example for monoecious condition or monoecious plant. And fig fruits, ficus species. Ficus bengalensis and Ficus religiosa also example for monoecious plants. Right? See, in fig fruits, better to take anjur. In anjur fruits, female flowers located at the base, male flowers are located near the opening. So when we'll observe fig fruit, so it has apical opening, a small pore or hole-like structure appears, apical opening. See, female flowers located at the base, male flowers located near the opening, near the pore. In between male and female flowers, gall flowers are located. Sterile flowers or gall flowers are located. See, in some fig fruits, a special kind of insects can survive. Blastophaga insects. Blastophaga insects enters inside the fig fruits. So what is the purpose? So for the cross pollination, that Blastophaga insects enters, and that too for laying eggs, they enters inside the fig fruits for laying eggs. But what is the use of that insects to the plants? Cross pollination. So because that touches to the male flowers and they reaches to the female flowers. So automatically cross pollination takes place by the insect Blastophaga in fig fruits, right? So now tell me, what are the examples for monoecious plants? Chara, cucumber, coconut, maize, and ficus species, right? So what are monoecious plants here? If both male and female unisexual flowers located on the same plant called monoecious plants, right? Then come to dioecious plants again. Dioecious plants. So better to take dioecious. The pronunciation is dioecious, but actual spelling is dioecious. Dioecious, right? So what are dioecious plants here? Quite opposite to this. Male and female unisexual flowers located on 2 different plants. Alright? So both male and female flowers, unisexual, male and female flowers, located on different plants, called dioecious plants. Example for this is in lower plants, Mercantia. Better to take Mercantia. See, liverworts best example Mercantia. Liver-like plants, bryophyta plants. So male Mercantia is different, female Mercantia is different. Then second example, Carica papaya. Carica papaya plant. So male papaya is different, female papaya is different. Then third one, better to take what it is, date palm. Date palm, right? Date palm. Phoenix dactylifera. Phoenix dactylifera. Phoenix dactylifera. So date palm scientific name Phoenix dactylifera. Papaya scientific name Carica papaya. Mercantia, one of the bryophyte or liverworts. Examples for dioecious plants. Why? Because in these three plants, male and female plants are completely different. Male flowers located on the male plant. Female flowers located on the female plants. Right. Is it clear? Di means two. The two plants are different. Mono means single. Right. These are considered as bisexual plants. These are considered as unisexual plants. Right. So what are monoecious plants? What are dioecious plants? Right. So these are monoecious. These are dioecious. Simply, monoecious plants are nothing but bisexual plants. Bisexual plants. That plants consist of unisexual flowers. Both male and female unisexual flowers located on the same plant. Here, both male and female unisexual flowers located on the two different plants. All right. So don't confuse. Monoecious is different. Dioecious is different. Okay. Done. Come to animals again. in animals, how we will identify sexuality? So what are unisexual animals? What are bisexual animals? We will see. So come to animals again. What are unisexual animals? What are bisexual animals? So first, unisexual animals. So definition for unisexual animals. So male and female reproductive organs located on two different animals. On two different animals called unisexual animals. Right. So male and female reproductive organs located on different animals called unisexual animals. Example, cockroach example for this. So now come to bisexual animals again. What about bisexual animals? See, if both male and female reproductive organs, right? So both male and female reproductive organs located on same animal, on the same animal called bisexual animal. Bisexual animals. Okay, right? These bisexual animals are also called as hermaphrodites. Hermaphrodites. So what are hermaphrodites here? That hermaphrodites are also called as bisexual animals. Other name for bisexual animals, hermaphrodites. So example for this is tapeworm, then leech, earthworm, then sponges. Yes, the sponges are also bisexual animals, right? So tapeworm, leech, earthworm, sponges, examples for bisexual animals are hermaphrodites. Is it clear? So unisexual animals consist of male and female reproductive organs on different animals. So male animal is different, female animal is different. But in bisexual animals, both male and female reproductive organs located on the same animal. They're also considered as hermaphrodites. So tapeworm, leech, earthworm, then sponges. Example for bisexual animals are hermaphrodites. Okay, now. Right, next, come to cell division during gametogenesis. Next important, cell division. Cell division during gametogenesis. During gametogenesis. So what type of cell division we observed during gametogenesis or during gamete formation? So either that organism is diploid or haploid, whatever it may be. Either organism is diploid or haploid, whatever it may be, that gametes are always haploid. Always haploid. right? So that diploid or haploid organisms, either diploid or haploid organisms produces gametes. What type of gametes? So haploid gametes. Right. So that organism is either diploid or haploid, whatever it may be, but they produces haploid gametes. It means always have gametes of haploids. So diploid organism also produces haploid gametes. Haploid organism also produces haploid gametes. So what is ploidy? Ploidy means set of chromosomes. Set of chromosomes. So haploid means single set of chromosomes. Diploid means two sets of chromosomes. Two sets of chromosomes. For example, you can take haploid organism. Haploid organism. So that a haploid organism produces gametes. Which gametes? Haploid gametes by the mitosis division. Mitosis division. Important. Haploid organism produces haploid gametes by the mitosis division. By the mitosis division. Right. Then next one. Diploid organisms produces gametes by the meiosis division. Sometimes rarely mitosis, meiosis division. Rarely meiosis division. For example, you can take diploid organisms. What type of diploid organisms produces haploid gametes by the meiosis division? Yes, pteridophytes. Then gymnosperms. Then angiosperms also. And human beings also, right? So pteridophytes, gymnosperms, angiosperms, and human beings produces haploid gametes by the meiosis division. But what about haploid organisms? So best example for haploid organisms, moneyrens, then fungal members, and bryophytes. Then algal members, right? So that moneyrens, fungal members, algal members, and bryophytes are haploid organisms. That haploid organisms produces haploid gametes, male and female gametes by the mitosis division. Example, moneyrens, fungi, algae, bryophytes. But what about the diploid organisms? So pteridophytes, gymnosperms, angiosperms, and human beings produces haploid gametes by the meiosis division. Right? We are completely diploid organism, but we produces haploid gametes by the meiosis division. Right? So before producing gametes, so that gametes for mother cells undergoes meiosis division, right? So pteridophytes, gymnosperms, and angiosperms completely diploid organisms. So by the meiosis division only they produces haploid gametes. And here moneyrens, fungal members, algal members, and bryophytes are haploid organisms. They produces haploid gametes by the mitosis division. So give me some examples for this. So what is meiocyte? What is meiospore? What is the difference between meiocyte and meiospore? So better to take meiocyte. So what is meiocyte? Definition for meiocyte. See, the cell which participates in meiosis division called meiocyte. Right? The cell which participates in Meiosis division. Meiosis division. The cell which participates in meiosis division called meiocyte. So best example for this is reproductive cells. Reproductive cells. Example, MMC, megaspore mother cells. PMC, pollen mother cells. So that megaspore mother cells and pollen mother cells, examples for reproductive cells. That reproductive cells are considered as meiocytes. Why? Because they participate in meiosis division. Right? So definition for meiocyte: the cells which participates in meiosis division called meiocytes. Example, reproductive cells. Both megaspore mother cells and pollen mother cells are considered as meiocytes. Meiocytes. Okay, right. So that meiocytes are always diploid. Always diploid. Okay. So remaining information related to this we'll see in next class.